watching Plain Speak with me, Poonam Burde, and we're coming to you live from the CNN News 18 Federal Bank Primetime Studio. A fresh demand for bifurcation of West Bengal is reigniting an age-old debate. BJP MP and a junior minister at the centre, Sukanta Majumdar, also the chief of BJP in West Bengal, has suggested incorporating North Bengal into the northeastern states. He met with Prime Minister and handed over a presentation on why he is making such a demand. It's important to note that he is also a Minister of State for the development of northeastern region in this government. Now, this proposal has kicked up a storm, giving the TMC an issue on the platter. The demand for bifurcation is nothing short of secession, says the ruling government in the state. Now, this is not the first time that such a demand has been made. The idea of separation of North Bengal has been a topic of debate for many years now. Some within the BJP, including a former union minister and ex-member of parliament from Alipurdwar, John Barla, had previously suggested creating a union territory comprising North Bengal districts. Now, the bifurcation demand has become a fresh flashpoint between the BJP and the Trinamool Congress. The BJP, which is Sukanta Majumdar, in its defence has claimed that via this move, North Bengal will get more funds, will get more developmental projects. But the Trinamool Congress has fumed at it. They say that this is against the people of Bengal. The BJP says if bifurcation is done, then North Bengal can use the funds of the northeast region as well. The donor ministry that looks at this region will then be able to give focus to North Bengal as well. The TMC, meanwhile, sees this as nothing but a conspiracy by the BJP after their loss. BJP adds that if bifurcation is approved, then North Bengal will benefit more from central government schemes, which often the BJP has accused TMC of not implementing in West Bengal. Trinamool Congress calls this a separatist move. They say this is against the constitution and the very oath that Sukanta Majumdar has taken. While the TMC calls this bifurcation an evil design to divide the state, the BJP has rejected that allegation. They say that we don't want to divide or separate West Bengal. All we want is progress of this particular region. Now, a demand for bifurcation has put the focus on what this region looks like and why the BJP believes it shares more similarities with the northeast than with Bengal. That's one of the arguments Sukanta Majumdar made while he gave that presentation to the Prime Minister. Now, North Bengal comprises 8 districts: Darjeeling, Jalpaiguri, Uttar Dinajpur, Dakshin Dinajpur, Cooch Behar, Malda, Alipurdwar and Kalimpong. The districts of Darjeeling and Jalpaiguri are characterized by a higher proportion of scheduled caste and scheduled tribe communities, while the remaining districts are largely rural. Agriculture pretty much is the main source of income there. This region also shares a border with Nepal, Bhutan and Bangladesh. Now, Hindus who've benefited from the CAA, who found refuge from persecution in Bangladesh, have made this particular region of North Bengal their home. Now, demands for separation as far as West Bengal is concerned, they're not new. Before this North Bengal statehood demand shaped up, there have been several movements to press for at least 3 different independent regions that fall into this entire category or this entire 8-district portion. The movement for a separate state of Gorkhaland was first started by Gorkha National Liberation Front through a violent agitation back in the 1980s. In 2017, that issue once again flared up. We saw a 104-day shutdown in Darjeeling Hills and a violent agitation. There's chorus for another region and for their independence. The Kamtapuris, known as the Cooch Rajbanshis, they belong to the scheduled caste community. They come from Cooch Behar. They have agitated for a separate state of Kamtapur. They want to make this separate state of 7 out of those 8 districts of North Bengal, but also want 4 districts of Assam to be added. Now, that chorus has fizzled out since the 2000s. Greater Cooch Behar movement since 1998 has demanded a separate state comprising 7 districts of North Bengal and 3 districts of Assam. However, this particular movement has not received any support from major political parties in West Bengal. There has been no major agitation on that front since 2008 either. Now, there are more than one layers of why such demands have been made and why it's the BJP that in the recent past has been speaking of North Bengal and North Bengal not getting its due. Politically speaking, this region has been favourable to the Saffron Party, a stronger vote bank for the BJP than South Bengal. Now, North Bengal has 8 Lok Sabha seats. In 2019 Lok Sabha elections, BJP won 7 out of 8 there. In the recently concluded 2024 elections, the BJP lost one of those 7 seats that they had, but still managed to keep those 6. 2 of them went to the India bloc, 1 to the TMC, 1 to the Congress. So politically as well, there is a lot at stake for the BJP. So then, is this demand about Vikas and progress of the region, or is this merely about vote bank? That's the question we ask.
যে একটু প্রেজেন্টেশন তুলে দিয়ে এসেছি যাতে নর্থ ইস্টের সাথে উত্তরবঙ্গে সিমিলারিটি কী কী আছে এবং তার ফলে উত্তরবঙ্গকে নর্থ ইস্টের অন্তর্ভুক্ত করা যেতে পারে এই ধরনের প্রপোজাল আমি মাননীয় প্রধানমন্ত্রীকে দিয়েছি।
कोई ऑब्जेक्शन नहीं है, वो भारत सरकार कर सकता है बोल के बता दिया, और दूसरा बात करने का जरूरत नहीं है, वो उसका कोई अधिकार नहीं है इस तरह का स्टेटमेंट देने का।
पश्चिम बंगाल का बजट सालाना बजट 3.78 लाख करोड़ है और बदले में नॉर्थ बंगाल डेवलपमेंट के लिए जहाँ 3 करोड़ की आबादी रहती है उनको 860 करोड़ रुपए मिलता है, जो 0.002% के आसपास होता है।
Is preposterous, is anti-Bengal. This is an effort to divide Bengal.
Joining me on this edition, spokesperson of West Bengal BJP, Saurav Sikdar, Riju Datta, spokesperson of the TMC, consulting editor of First Post, Sukanta Majumdar joins us as well, and election strategist Amitabh Tiwari. But first, let me begin by asking Saurav Sikdar, what exactly does Sukanta Majumdar mean when he says that we want North Bengal to be part of Northeast? Because the argument that Mr. Majumdar is making is not something that the TMC accepts. They say this is nothing but dividing the state as a whole.
Well, I want to make it very clear, the statement of Dr. Sukanta Majumdar has been mistranslated. He also said that we are not demanding any other state, any separate state, as North Bengal is close to Northeast, is attached to Northeast. So, if some development work can be done through his Northeast Development Ministry and central government, that's what he said. And he clearly clarified that BJP, neither BJP nor he himself is demanding for any other state. So if we North Bengal, I also belong from North Bengal, if we get something extra from central government, so as a North Bengal Basi, I should be happy. Because North Bengal is a neglected part of West Bengal, and West Bengal government never do such development, or it is not in priority. If you can see a whole cabinet of Mamata Banerjee, what is the representation of the entire North Bengal? Is very less, and North Bengal has a very security potential also. Chicken neck is there. So I mean, development is North Bengal. He is elected from North Bengal itself. So he is just asking for development of North Bengal. If something extra can get, I am again. Let me clear you. We are not demanding for any other state, any separate state.
So
this
it's
is
not
only
secession.
For development of
it's
North
not
Bengal.
secession, as the TMC says, is what you're saying. But Riju Datta, this is an allegation that the BJP has made, including the finance minister just 2 days ago, that central schemes do not get implemented in West Bengal. That is another reason why Mr. Majumdar is why Mr. Sukanta Majumdar is asking these questions, or why he wants this proposal, is what he says.
Now, let me say this. What Sukanta Majumdar said, his statement and his application to the Honorable Prime Minister is a political lollipop just to confuse the people of North Bengal by tickling their emotions regarding North Bengal. And the surprising part, Poonam, is this is not the words of Trinamool Congress. This is the words of a North Bengal Karsiang BJP member of Legislative Assembly, BJP MLA Vishnu Prasad Sharma. He himself today has come to the media and said Sukanta Majumdar wants to confuse the people of North Bengal. This is impossible. This is just a political lollipop to tickle the emotions of the people of North Bengal. This is BJP's MLA's words. Now, secondly, under the leadership of Sukanta Majumdar, who himself won by third recounting at 1 o'clock in the morning, BJP's numbers from 22 MPs has gone down to 12. Now, out of these 12 MPs, there are only 2 half-penned ministers that has been made by the union government. So, BJP politically is bankrupt in Bengal. Now, to somehow, for its existence, for its survival, Sukanta Majumdar is creating this narrative of Bengal division. And this is not the first time. Their MP from Alipurduar, John Balla, did it. Nishit Pramanik, Deputy Home from Kuch Bihar, has done it. And even the current BJP Rajya Sabha MP Anand Maharaj said today in the outside the parliament to your reporter that I want a separate state, a union territory of Kuch Bihar. So these descendants of Radcliffe and Suravardis, their nature is to divide Bengal. Bengal has been partitioned before. Millions and millions of people have lost everything. Trinamool Congress till the last drop of their blood will see that BJP does not succeed in their mission to divide Bengal. We will protest it till the end. And trust me, if you have representatives in Bengal, forget political narrative. Ask the people of Bengal the amount of outrage and hatred they have towards BJP now after this statement of Sukanta Majumdar. I am telling you with full authority, by 2026, BJP will be erased in Bengal. They will be erased because this is a very sentimental issue. We will not let Sukanta Majumdar or BJP hamper the integrity of Bengal. North Bengal is an essential part of Bengal. We will not let BJP and Sukanta Majumdar play this tricks on Bengal.
It is totally misinterruption, Riju. Sukanta Majumdar never asked for any other state, or he never wants to divide Bengal.
Today Ananta Maharaj said outside the parliament to CNN News 18, the union government has promised me a separate state of Kuch Bihar. I am telling you, Poonam, again in harsher words. Sukanta Majumdar and BJP in Bengal are. I am telling. One second, Saurabh. One second. I am saying this, Poonam, to you in harsh words. Sukanta Majumdar and BJP Bengal, who wants to divide Bengal, are terrorists against the state of Bengal. It is just like asking for partition of Kashmir from India. It is equivalent to that. They are terrorists against the state of Bengal, and the people of Bengal will give them a befitting.
You are totally taking it to a wrong way, Riju.
But Saurav Sikdar, you may say that Sukanta Majumdar's comment was misinterpreted. But what about everybody else? Raju Bista, member of parliament from Darjeeling, has said the same thing. Anand Maharaj to us said the same thing, that I have been given an assurance. Many within the BJP in the past have also made such calls. So it may be I'll give it the benefit of the doubt as far as Sukanta Majumdar is concerned, maybe. But what about everyone else? They seem to echo that same sentiment. Saurav Sikdar.
Poonam, Raju Bista.
I'll get you in Riju Datta. Let him respond, please. Saurav Sikdar, yes.
Dr. Sukanta Majumdar is the president of West Bengal BJP till date. So whatever he is saying, I mean, that is the official statement of the party. Now what Ananta Maharaj says, or what anybody other said, that may be their own comment. That may be their own opinion. But as a president of West Bengal BJP, Dr. Sukanta Majumdar made it very clear we are not demanding for any other state.
Poonam, can I come in, please? Yeah.
Yes, 30 seconds, Riju Datta. I need to get in the other two gentlemen as well. 30 seconds, Riju Datta.
My logic is this: if Sukanta Majumdar's statement is final and written on rock, then why did you send Anand Maharaj to BJP from BJP to the Rajya Sabha? A Rajya Sabha MP is saying we want a separate state, and let's not forget, it is Raju Bista, the BJP MP
of Darjeeling, Trinamool Congress also there are lots of contradictions. In your Trinamool Congress also there are lots of contradictions. If you want, I can give you many.
Okay, Riju Datta and Saurav Sikdar, I believe you've made your point. Contradictions may lie in all parties, but the BJP is the one that's facing these questions, Saurav Sikdar, and that can't be denied. I want to get in Abhijit Majumdar as well. Like we've been pointing out, the BJP, especially as far as West Bengal is concerned, there are many members of parliament, many leaders in the past who've also made such calls, but that hasn't resonated with the central leadership. Is this just another instance like that?
See, there are several aspects to this problem. It's not a straightforward issue where everything is in grey, white, and black. Yes, there have been calls. Yes, there is. Is there a need to focus more on North Bengal? In terms of budgetary, in terms of monetary allocations, developmental projects, etc. Yes. Now, is that, is the BJP trying to use this issue because it sees itself having a strong footing in North Bengal? Yes. But you must understand that there is, in Bengal, any talk of, separating one region from from another is, one has to be very, very careful about it, because this is a state which has seen two partitions. One and anything. I mean, it may be a hyperbole what Riju is saying about Suravardhi and about Radcliffe and etc., or creation of another nation in Kashmir. It may be hyperbole, but one has to be sensitive to the psyche of Bengalis. They have seen partition. I don't think most Bengalis would want Bengal to be divided in terms of state. Now, whether Sukanta Majumdar said, that the state has to, must be divided and all that, I don't think so. There he says, Sukanto says, I believe, just give me a second. He says, Uttarbango Poschimbonger Angsho Hishebe নর্থ ইস্টের সাথে যদি যায় তাহলে উত্তরবঙ্গে কেন্দ্রীয় সরকারের প্রকল্পগুলো আছে, তার টাকা অনেক বেশি পাওয়া যাবে। So he says that if North Bengal as a part of West Bengal, is brought into the Northeast basket, donor basket, I suppose he means,
yes,
then the region will get a lot more funds and all that. But this has been BJP's biggest Achilles heel, communication. The way it has been communicated, see, within a few hours, there has been so much talk, there has been so much sort of speculation about it. I feel that the BJP leadership, the state leadership, central leadership, before going to public with this, should have got its communication right. We have seen how with, despite having no intent to, do away with reservations, how it has been twisted, and BJP paid a very high price in the central elections, in the Lok Sabha elections. And again, I think something at one point of time, BJP used to be this, mighty communication machinery. I doubt if it has, that kind of efficiency now. So when commenting about anything in Bengal, especially, which is a very sensitive state, BJP should be doubly, triply careful.
Right, and ever since that controversy erupted, there has been no clarification either from Sukanta Majumdar or anybody from the central leadership of the BJP, and that has only added more fuel to the fire. But let me ask Amitabh Tiwari, is this the BJP's way of perhaps trying to pander to a certain vote bank? What happened in the recent Lok Sabha elections as far as West Bengal goes, that's not what the BJP was aiming for or expecting perhaps. We have state elections there in a year and a half or so. Is this one of their attempts to try and consolidate that sort of support that they have that's perhaps now limited to North Bengal?
Yeah, so essentially the demand for a separate state is not new. However, as you mentioned, BJP won 6 of the 12 seats it has won from North Bengal. So half of its tally is coming from North Bengal. It has 50 to 60 Vidhan Sabha seats. Now we will be having Vidhan Sabha elections pretty soon in 2026 in West Bengal. So now what the BJP is hoping that since they have won 6 seats here, they perhaps would like to consolidate their position in these 6 to 8 Lok Sabha seats. Now, as Abhijit Da has said, since this separation issue is very sensitive and a touchy issue in West Bengal, perhaps the communication, the way it has been communicated, is not correct. See, BJP clearly has lost the narrative in West Bengal, as we've seen in successive elections after they did pretty well in the 2019 Lok Sabha elections. See, what the demand is, if you see on the positive side, that this region is a neglected region. It has not developed as well compared to the rest of Bengal. So if it is put or clubbed with the northeastern region, what happens is in the northeast, in a case of a central scheme, 90% of the funds are provided by the center. While in a normal scheme, only 50 normal states, only 50% of the funds are provided by the central region. So perhaps the BJP aim is to get credit for development in the northeast, but since the communication and the narrative has not been spelled out correctly, this is what it is leading to.
Riju Datta, the development of North Bengal, the implementation or the lack thereof of central schemes in West Bengal has been a subject of debate for a while now. Is that an argument that the TMC can counter effectively?
I'll give you two answers. Give me the courtesy of time.
Yes, please go ahead.
If North Bengal, after the left regime, the amount of universities and the hospitals that have been opened, the results, the Lok Sabha results, that Deputy Home Minister, MOS Home lost from Kuch Bihar. Why? Because the Rajbanshis are happy with Trinamool Congress. Sukanta Majumdar himself almost lost the election. Why? Because the people of North Bengal are happy. In Hills, for the first time, we are having peaceful elections in Mamata Banerjee's regime. But my pointed question to your panelists and to the viewers of CNN News 18 is this. Amritpal Singh, who is an MP, who has won by 20 lakh votes of the people of Punjab, is being deemed a terrorist by the union government. Why? Because he wants a separate state of Khalistan, right? So in the same aspect, if Sukanta Majumdar and Ananta Maharaj is asking for a separate state out of Bengal, why they cannot be, why they are not called terrorists, why they are not booked under UP and under Anti-Terrorist Act and put behind bars? Why this double standards? If Amritpal Singh is deemed as a terrorist because he wants a separate state, then why will you call Sukanta Majumdar and Anant Maharaj your MPs and make them sit in the parliament with you? It is the same yardstick.
I think sure, but Abhijit Majumdar, is that comparing apples to oranges in this particular case? Is this analogy taking it a bit too far?
I think Riju has forgotten
clearly
to read Bengali.
Khalistan, they are asking for a separate nation. Yeah, it is not secession to ask for a different state. Otherwise, Telangana and whoever asked for a separate Telangana and Andhra should all be in jail for sedition, secession, separatism, whatever, terrorism. So, it doesn't hold water. That argument doesn't hold water. But yes, as I said earlier, anything that kind of even hints at dividing Bengal is going to be sensitive, very sensitive in Bengal. So they're not asking for a separate. Even those who are saying that North Bengal ko alag sa state bana do. That is not separatism. That is,
sure. Sure, so that's the BJP's argument that we're not asking for a separate country. But, Sikdar, the questions are being asked of the BJP because on multiple occasions in the past, when such comments were made by your principal opposition, the BJP went hammer and tongs. If you remember in February when the budget was announced and we had a former member of parliament of the Congress party, DK Suresh, who came out and said that we don't get funds, perhaps we have to be a separate part to get those funds. Is this the same kind of analogy that you're making, that we separate us from the state of West Bengal because funds are not given to us?
No. I think you cannot understand Bengali, but Riju can understand Bengali, or he forgotten Bengali. Where Sukanta Majumdar has asked for any separate state, why he is twisting the word and he is counting the medical college and hospitals. I am counting the Chopra and Mathabhanga. What happened in North Bengal? What is the law and order situation in North Bengal? Do you have any answer, Riju?
Oh, come on.
In North Bengal, the crime rate is much.
Yes, my answer is ask your bosses.
No. Whatever you say, that is acceptable. And when I am revealing the truth, this is nonsense. This is nonsense. What happened in Mathabhanga? What happened in Chopra? Are we living in Afghanistan?
Speaking of law and order, and that's a completely different issue. The state of West Bengal and the law and order is something that the TMC and the state government is responsible for. They will answer for that. But that's not the argument that Sukanta Majumdar is making. He says that we're not getting enough funds for North Bengal. There isn't enough development in North Bengal, which is why we want it to be shift it towards the northeast, then stay with West Bengal. That's the argument he's trying to make. And if it's a law and order issue, then that same argument should be applied for the rest of Bengal as well, right, Mr. Sikdar?
Where he said that we are demanding any other state, demanding for other state. He never said that we are demanding for other state or North Bengal should be separated from West Bengal.
Sure, but then if that's not what he meant, why has he not come out and clarified so far? He could have nipped it in the bud. It's been several hours since that comment has come to the fore.
He has clarified in Bengali. Yes, he has clarified in Bengali that I can show you the video also, where he said that I never asked for any other state.
Sure. Yes, we just have 30 seconds. I don't have enough time on this. 30 seconds, but for your rebuttal. Go ahead.
My last 30 seconds and my submission is Sukanta Majumdar is now a minister. In the recently concluded, Hum Do Hamare Do budget or the Nitish and Naidu budget, Bengal is completely deprived. He is an MP from Bengal. There are 12 MPs from Bengal from BJP. Why haven't you got the guts to tell the union government to release the Manrega funds? The state government paid the Manrega workers
only
15 lakhs of them.
He
The Awas funds. Why you cannot get the funds?
Give us
this
accounts.
Cannot get the funds.
I will help you to get the money.
State.
Didn't he say? Didn't he say?
So this
don't
fight
have
over
guts.
funds,
Please,
this fight over funds
Sukanta
seems to
Majumdar.
be who you speak to. The opinion about funds differs. If you speak to the BJP, they say the centre has been giving so many schemes, none of which are getting implemented in West Bengal. If you speak to the TMC says, oh, but we are not getting the funds that we ask for. But Amitabh Tiwari, is this going to have an impact on the elections? Is this something that the BJP says, just a trivial or a frivolous controversy that's been made out of twisting someone's words? Or is this something that would have a bearing on the voters' mind? Could this backfire for the BJP come state elections?
Well, see, essentially, the TMC has been playing up the Bengali Asmita pride card fairly well. And the BJP, whatever said and done, has been caught in this insider versus outsider fight in the state. So what happens is that, see, this is at a time when West Bengal and other opposition states have been claiming that they have been getting lesser funds from this budget as well as earlier as well, the dues which you mentioned. This is a positive development because funds will be going to a portion of the state which is less developed, let's say, compared to the south of Bengal. But the fight is for the taking credit of this. If this happens, then obviously BJP would like to take credit for it in the West Bengal elections, which TMC would not be happy about. And the way
it all boils down to perhaps which narrative really is communicated better, which narratives finds resonance on ground in the voters' mind. I have to leave it at that, but I thank you all gentlemen for joining us here on this broadcast and sharing your perspective.